Ladies and gentlemen, we still have some members of the audience who want to give goodwill messages. I understand Dr. Gloria Asian of the University of Uyo is back, please. Dr. Gloria, could you come for a goodwill message? Dr. Gloria Asian. Put your hands together for Gloria Asian. I understand that Asian is the anglicized version of Asian. So which one is yours? Is it Asian or Asian?
Good morning, Prof. Asian.
Okay. Gloria Asian now. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much. Standing on existing protocol. I bring you greetings from the Department of Soil Science and Land Resources Management and the Faculty of Agriculture at large and the entire university. Welcome to this forum on agroecology, and get ready to learn. Most importantly is the partnership that this will afford us to ensure that much more than talking, we experience implementation this time around and for always. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Gloria is my friend. We have met many, many times in different fora, always talking. Can I invite Okon Victor from the Bank of Industry? Okon Victor from the Bank of Industry for his own goodwill message. Okon Victor from the Bank of Industry.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm not hearing no energy. Good morning, everyone. My name is Victor Okon from the Bank of Industry. I'm a credit analyst with the Bank of Industry, Akwa Ibom State Office. I bring greetings from our state manager, Mr. Tolu Lokpe. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here with us, so he sent me here. So I want to thank the Clement Song Foundation and the Action Aid team for inviting us. I think this is a great initiative for the people of Akwa Ibom State, and it's also a great initiative, for little organizations and farmers around. As for the Bank of Industry, I'll be here to just more like inform the people of what we can do for them. When it comes to the agro segment, the Bank of Industry is very keen on agro processing. So that is turning input into output. So for instance, if you are into the harvesting of cassava and you are probably looking to processing into gari or ethanol, this is where the Bank of Industry can come in to help you. So that's if you need items of machineries or equipment in order to diversify into such produce, the Bank of Industry is willing and ready to partner with you. We have an affordable interest rate of 10% and a moratorium period of 6 months with a loan tenure of 36 months. So for more information, you can always come to our office at Dakada Tower at the banking layout. And also I'll be here seated in case you have any questions to give to me. And so thank you, everyone. Thank you, Clement Song Foundation. And I hope you have a nice event.
Thank you, Victor. Once again, I reiterate, I hope the Secretariat is taking down notes so that members of the audience who would want to consult on one or two things right up to now could have such things ready for them. Thank you so much, Secretariat. May I invite Engineer Ntense Obon Israel, who is from the Uyo Chamber of Commerce. That's my brother bouncing in. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, MC. Thank you, everybody. I don't want to say good morning. I don't want you to greet me back with low energy. I have strong energy myself. But anyway, welcome, everybody. On behalf of the president of the UYO Chamber of Commerce, Mines, Industry, and Agriculture, we really came here to listen and learn in my view. I am a vice president in that organization, but I'm also a practicing agriculturist, and we're in the space of agro-processing. So I'm really wanting to hear, because to be honest, we need to move beyond a lot of the talk. I don't know so much what Action Aid has done, so I'd like to hear to how this would really happen practically. What's really outworking? I don't want to give you a gloomy picture, but this space is not functioning well. Just to give an example, I run a small factory, 5 metric tons per day agro-processing factory, but I'm sad to report we don't have enough cassava to run it. When I say it in Akwa Ibom, people say, yeah, really? Yeah, we don't. So I hope engagements like this can begin to touch reality so that we can begin to find actual solutions and not continue to talk. I wish all of us well. I'm happy that Action Aid and Isong Foundation, Clement Isong Foundation are doing this. But we are all ears. We represent a lot of farmers and people in the agri space, and we want to see what's being discussed so that we can see how to bridge parts of the broken or not functioning value chain. So I wish all of us a very productive summit. Thank you very much.
That's true. We are here to learn, to put things into practice away from mere theorizing. Dr. Patrick Uko, Cradle Farm, and an agri consultant. Dr. Patrick Uko. He's an agri consultant. Hi, Pat. You're welcome.
Thank you so very much. Is it yet afternoon? No. Good morning, everybody. I'm Dr. Patrick Uko, as introduced. I'm a farmer. I've been in farming for over 40-something years. I am the CEO of Cradle Farms, Abak. We run an integrated farms, livestock, crops. We also add values to the products of the farm through some channels. And that's why when the man from Central Bank spoke, I did not hesitate to capture him, and I had initiated some discussions with him, the same thing with the man from Bank of Industry. Let me mention that it's very pleasurable to be here, and the ambience here is already suggesting to me that we will not leave this place without internalizing so much, because I think we are in trouble in Nigeria, not just Akwa Ibom, with particular reverence to agriculture. I'm not afraid, and I can be quoted, that agriculture is still at its infancy in Nigeria. We have potentials, like I think the MC or somewhere, somebody mentioned that the land, the soil is available to sustain us, but something is wrong somewhere, one of it being greed. We are not utilizing what we have, and people are not doing their work. I'm not afraid to say it. Sometimes a farmer of my own magnitude can stay for 1 year, nobody visits me. And we have people who should be looking around. I have the largest farm in our back local government area. I'm proud to say it. At some points, we were producing up to 10,000 broilers at a go in one cycle. We were networking with Amobin and some other companies before something else happened. But I want to tell you, we have problems. Feed, marketing, processing the product, of taking the product so that the farmer will be on advantage. That is one of the crucial problems. I'm a member of the Large-Scale Farmer Association in Nigeria. I know some of the issues we discuss. There are problems. We have problems. Farmers are not privy to money, funds, credits. Credits. Nobody gives you anything. Sometimes when you run to the bank will exploit you. Some of the banks are very exploitative. There is no grants. We are not encouraged to farm. I'm telling you, we should be encouraged. Farmers should be encouraged. There are places, there are countries where farmers are encouraged to farm. Their job is just to farm. Some other people do the marketing for them. They just offtake and pay them and keeps encouraging them. This is one of those things that can promote food sustainability. You cannot labor and labor. And let me mention that even for local people, traders who trade on farm products, those that have never practiced cheating, the first set of people they want to cheat are the farmers. We don't have value for what we produce. People will toil, and somebody will come and offer very hopeless price for what you've toiled for. Yet they will tell you other products, the dollar is doing this, the dollar is doing that, but when it comes to agro products, the dollar will not go up. That is what we are. I don't need to come and mix up with issues here. My job is to come and listen. But I hope Action Aid will drive this process to a conclusive end, because we want results. We want results. We want things to change. Their name is Action. Let there be action. Thank you, everybody.
And thank you, Pat. Congratulations for having the biggest farm in our back local government. Put your hands again for Pat. And I like the effronteries. I like the boldness displayed here on this platform. And I'm happy that he did one of the things I've been saying. He said he listened to the gentleman from the central bank and he listened to the guy from the Bank of Industry. And let me say that perhaps it did not mean that those banks were among those who don't encourage farmers. They will encourage farmers as they said so here. I'm happy you took down what they said and others have done the same. Let me invite Mr. Emmanuel Akwa Ibom, the Director of Youth Development, Minister of Youth and Sports. Some time ago, I was privileged to anchor a program on youth, and a representative of the youth was a very old man. So I used my discretion to tell him that he wasn't the person I was referring to. But this young man is quite young, so I can give him the microphone. You're welcome, sir.
Good morning, everybody. My name, once again, is Emmanuel Akwa Ibom. I am the youngest Director of Youth Development ever. I work with the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports. Now it has been unbundled by His Excellency. It is now a separate ministry named Ministry of Youth Development. I come with the best wishes of my Honorable Commissioner, my Permanent Secretary, other directors in the ministry, and the entire staff to all of us this morning. I give credence to Clement Song Foundation. We have worked with them for a long while now. And I also say kudos to Action Aid. Mine will not be a long speech. I wish all of us a successful summit this day. Thank you very much.
And last but not least in this segment, may I invite Edidiong Enang, activista. Edidiong Enang, representing Activista. As a last but not least in this segment.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody, once again. I don't know why we are so cold. Is there anything the problem? AC, please speak up. If the AC is too cold, please, I would suggest that it should be reduced so that some of us can be a little bit energetic because the room is too cold. Yeah, we understand that the economy is biting some of us, all of us, not even some, including me. But then, let's not be quiet for the AC to add the pains again. Thank you very much. My name is Edidiong Enang, and I am here representing Activista Akwa Ibom State. So, I want to see all the activistas in the house stand, please. If you're activista in the house, please stand. Activista, 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 Akwa Ibom State. Activista, Akwa Ibom State. So Activista, I don't understand. Okay, so we have them there. Activista is an arm of Action Aid that basically pull out young people together to serve as change makers in their different communities. And I want to sincerely appreciate Action Aid for the initiative of Activista, because if you have an Activista in your community, definitely development is going to be at the top notch and speed at that. So under different activities, different projects carried out by Action Aid Nigeria in Akwa Ibom State, Activistas has always been part and parcel of the project and activities. And they are doing tremendously well. I can bet you we have Activistas from Ibeno. They are the drivers of different activities going on in Ibeno as it concerns the environment and climate change. Not only Ibeno, other coastal communities. So put your hands again together for Action Aid, for pulling young people together, teaching them. When I joined Activista in 2019, I didn't really understand what it makes to take ownership of your community projects. Not until when Action Aid opened my eye through this Part 1 project. This is the phase 2, this Part 2. And since then, I have never been the same person. I make sure I check all the activities, all the projects that is under the budgets, to ensure I follow the budgets, to ensure that projects abandoned or ongoing projects in my community is, followed through and done appropriately. So the Ibano people are doing same and the others Activistas. So I want to use this opportunity to say, if you are a young person in the house and you are interested to be a change maker, to drive change in your community, Activista is wide open for you to join us and drive change. And if you are a mother, a father, a director, in different capacity, whoever you are, and you have a young person, a very vibrant person at that, that is ready and willing and is looking for an opportunity, to drive change, please do well to introduce such a young person to Activista Akwa Ibom State, because we are ready to ensure that every young person takes ownership of their community challenges, projects, and development, so that we can always see the change that we are looking for. Thank you.
Every young person, please take note for your community development. Join Activista. May I, for the next 15 minutes, 15 minutes will be 15 minutes, wouldn't be stretched, invite Blessing Ifemanam again, this time for SPA 2 Program Advisor. Come and overview what they have done in the Nigeria project. Put your hands together for blessing.
Okay. Good morning again. You know, when I got up here earlier and said the energy is low, it sounded as if, but I'm happy I'm not weird because as other people are coming up and taking the mic, they're also joining the movement to say that the energy in the room is low. Please, if you don't mind, can we all stand? If your leg is not paining you, please, can we stand a bit? You will come and be good. Please. Oh, yeah. Give us energizer. Say hey. Okay, don't worry. I'm going to do that. So, please, I am, for people that know me, I've been working in Akwa Ibom for like 5 years plus, and I bring a lot of energy because this place is not energetic. So can we do something to just shake off? Okay, somebody wants to give up. Thank you. Let's shake off a bit. After my presentation, we'll have tea before we continue. So let's be, okay.
Good morning, everybody. Please, can we just have a space? Let somebody, just tell somebody to shift a bit. We want to do some spelling. Then, please, can somebody from Clementi's song help us with the spelling? We're going to all use our body to spell Clement song. I think that will help us a bit. Okay. Somebody from Clementi's song, please. The first letter is C. Please, and the last time I checked, how is C? How is C spelled? We are going to use our body to spell it now. Let's go. 1, 2, go. C. Good. We are moving. That's a good one. All right, the next letter, please. L. We're going to spell L. Let's go. Good. Okay. Another letter is E. So we're going to use our body to spell E. Good. M. Somebody give us M. Let's go. Yes. Another E. Please, I want everybody to be part of this. Another E. Just have fun. Anyhow you can spell it. An N. Okay. A T. And cross. That's good. Clementi's song. I. Let's spell this song, please. I. Please, the I, we are going to make it a small I. So we need to put the dots. So let's go. I. Go. S. O. And the last letter, G. Let's go. Wow. Let's give ourselves one power clap. That's good, please.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Please have your seats. Thank you for that. At least we hope the energy will be back in the room. When the representative from Activista asked activistas to stand up, I don't know why you guys refuse to stand up. We have activistas in the room. Activista. Activista. Up with justice. Okay, yeah. So for the directors here, we are sorry for making you to spell with your body. But when you come for our events, we bring in different participatory method to ensure that it's a safe space for everybody. So we are sorry for making you to do like this, but it's part of what we're here for. Okay, very quickly, I just want to make a presentation about the strategic partnership agreement, in part 2 in short. That is the project that brought us here today. The strategic partnership agreement is a multi-country project that is implemented in about 16 countries in the world, and Nigeria is part of that. It's a project that we are running under a strategic partnership between Action Aid Nigeria and Action Aid Denmark. So the project is funded by the Danish International Development Agency, Danida from Denmark. And the project started in 2022. It's a 4-year project, so we're in the 3rd year of the project now. Like Elkanah mentioned earlier, the project will be ending in 2025. This is the location where we're implementing the project in Nigeria. The base states, Borno, Adamawa, Yobe. And for Southwest, we have Lagos State. We just rounded up the Lagos State Summit Tuesday before coming to Uyo yesterday to have this today. For FCT, from the North Central, of course, South-South is Akwa Ibom and Southeast is Enugu. So this is actually the 2nd phase of the project. The first phase started in 2018 and also ran for 4 years, ended in 2021 before the 2nd phase started in 2022. Unfortunately, Akwa Ibom State was also part of the implementation state for that 4 years. And aside this part 2, we also had some projects that Action Aid have run in Akwa Ibom. So we can suffice to say that Action Aid is actually interested in Akwa Ibom State. We have our local rights programs that we run for 10 years in Akwa Ibom. So what we do with our local rights program is to build, support communities so that they can hold their leaders accountable. We had it for 10 years before we phased out. We also had the YDE project, the Youth Development Empowerment Program around the digital technology, and then this part 2. So over the period, we've had more than 3 projects in Akwa Ibom and still ongoing. So when you talk about why are we doing this project, strategic partnership agreement, the target beneficiary for the project are young people between the ages of 18 to 35. So the question will be, why is Action Aid interested in young people? Why is Danida interested in young people? Of course, we know our context. The context of Nigeria, poverty in the midst of plenty. We have a lot in Nigeria, but people are poor. The last time MBS gave us the statistics of the people who are living in poverty, they said 133 million people are living in multidimensional poverty. But just a few days ago, there was also a statistic that came out and said around 2.4% of Nigerians earn, I think above 100, I can't remember, let me not quote, but I saw somewhere that figure. So meaning that there is poverty in the midst of plenty. And in this poverty situation, we also have a larger percentage of these people being young people. Because again, the youth bulge in Nigeria is also huge. More than 60% of the population of Nigerians are young people. And these young people, some of them are living in poverty. So we also have the issue around unemployment. People go to school, they don't have jobs. People are unemployed. People are underemployed. Some of us are working today, but just to keep life going, not just because you are earning as you should earn. Unemployment is an issue. Why unemployment is a wider issue. Young people go to school, they come out, they can't get jobs, and all of that. And some people that have also decided to see themselves after school, set up a business. You also see that the environment is also not easy for doing business. The infrastructure is not there, electricity and all of that, and all. These are also many issues. You also see the insecurity, which is also our contest. Many young people are also being used as an instrument for thuggery and a lot of that and all of that. So the whole issue facing young people is actually a lot in Nigeria. So that is the context and our background that made us so, oh, how do we, have a project that we can try to meet the needs of young people? You can go to the next slide, please. So this is what I have defined in terms of our context. So you can go to the next slide. So we have, I mentioned this already, the project is being implemented across the 6 geopolitical zone. And we also have our criteria for selection, but I can focus on Akwa Ibom. Over the years, we noticed a bit of opaque budgetary system, and there is also the issue around the climate crisis. Now, Akwa Ibom State is usually one of the states that is prone to the climate issues and all. And then what is happening in the Niger Delta region, which the state is also part of in Iberno and all of that. Then there is also a high rate of youth unemployment in the state. The next slide, please. The overall objective of our project, what we are looking at as the overall objective, is to see improved realization of fundamental human and democratic rights and improve sustainable livelihoods, resilience and protection for young people, especially young women living in marginalization, including in disaster and protected crisis context in Nigeria. Action Aid, please go back to that slide. Action Aid is interested in young people. Even though we are biased towards women, but we are very interested in young people. That was why, if you listen when Edidion was talking about Activista, Activista is a youth-led social movement that Action Aid birthed and is in about more than 45 countries where we have Action Aid across the Federation. So why are we interested in young people? I've mentioned our context and the need to focus on young people. So at the end of the day, this is what we are focusing on. We want to see that young people realize their fundamental human rights. They realize their rights to democracy, to participate in decision-making, in election, and also even to be elected as well. We also want to see that young people have improved sustainable livelihood, because when we talk about sustainable livelihood, alternative means of livelihood, climate change has come to stay. Whether we want to accept it or not, it has really come to stay. And a whole lot is happening, and we have seen what is also, Nigeria is not left out. See what is happening in Bangladesh, the flooding, even in Maiduguri, we know is also somehow attributed to responsibility. But there is also a bit of, climate change related around that. So we want to see that young people, their livelihood are improved, and even in resilience and in protection issues for people that are facing GBV, people that are also living in crisis and all of that, especially young women. We are very focused on young women. So the project has 3 strategic objectives. We have the strategic objective 1 that is talking about democratic spaces and gender-responsive public service. So for us, we are looking at the end of the day, we want to see a society that is transformed to become just, feminist, green, and resilient. We want a green society. We want a society where we can focus on alternatives that we can see we are mitigating against the impacts of the climate crisis. And we also want a society where it's resilient, where people can adapt to shock, to, impacts of whether it's economy, the works and shocks and all of that. So this is what our project is about. The strategic objective 1 is talking about young women, young people enjoy their right to open and enabling democratic spaces and access to well-resourced programs and public services. So in this SO, we focus majorly on ensuring that young people have access to decision-making spaces. Young people can try to be part of the conversation like we're having today. And also looking at young people having access to well-resourced programs. When we talk about well-resourced programs and public services, we want public services to be responsive to the needs of young people. How can this be so? Maybe do we have Akwa Ibom State University? Okay, so in Akwa Ibom State University, for instance, the government is supposed to provide the hostels. Do we have enough hostels, female hostels, and also for the male as well? Do we have enough wash facilities? Do we have enough labs, for people in the science and all? A lot of these are public services. So we want to see that young people have access to well-resourced public services, and that these public services are also responsive to the needs of young people. That is our focus, because we also have our perspective when it comes to public service. Public service, for Action Aid, in our perspective, we operate in gender-responsive public service. Gender-responsive public service is talking about public service taking cognizance of different needs of people. The needs of a man is different from the needs of a woman. And in communities as well, we also want to ensure that public services are available, they're accessible, they're adaptable as well. So this is what we want at the end of the day, that young people have access to well-resourced programs. And even in the youth ministries and across all the budget lines, are they also trying to be sensitive to ensure that youth programs are well-resourced? I like what the representative from the Ministry of Youth said, because over the years we've seen in the youth ministry, most of the things they do is usually sports. But most times, sports is not really what almost all the things the young people want. But the way it has been segregated is a kudos to the state, and we'll continue to follow up to ensure that it is well-resourced. The second objective is around young people, especially young women, and those facing marginalization or fragility, enjoy a just transition and their right to climate resilient livelihood. So this is where the SO2 comes in, where we talk about sustainable livelihood, climate resilience life, and this is where our work on agroecology also comes in here, because agroecology is also the climate resilient sustainable agriculture that Action Aid will promote. So we also want to see in this space that young people having access to green jobs. We need to also move in line with our context. So we'll see what young people having access to green jobs and all. Then for the third SO, we want to see that young people and those facing marginalization are resilient to shocks and enjoy their right to protection. So this is basically in fragile context. So fragility can be in climate-induced crisis, humanitarian emergencies and all. It's no longer, emergencies or crisis is no longer in the Northeast, because there is no region in Nigeria today that you cannot say that they don't have one, security situation or the other. So this is overall what we are looking at, and then we have our long-term outcomes and intermediate outcome. Please move to the next slide. And part of, under the 3 SOs, we have activities that we do under the 3 SOs. So for SO1, we build localized coalition of young people. We set up link community groups on their rights and GRPS action. Activista representatives said that it's because of the project that they began to know that they can actually take action in their communities and monitor the budget and ask questions. We have done a lot of trainings on freedom of information, social audits, how to do budget analysis, and a lot of them. So this is also basically what we are doing in SO1. For SO2, we have key actions around building young people's capacity to engage government, training on sustainable means of livelihood, agroecology training too. In Akwa Ibom State, we've been able to train more than up to 100 farmers. I hope I'm correct. Elkan, am I correct? Yes, okay. So we've trained 100 farmers with the support of the ADP in the state. And we'll still continue to expand on that, continue to do that training. Please bring up SO2. So because we want, at the end of the day, can we go back to leaving those things that cause harmful practices on the environment to go to sustainable means of farming? So for SO2, we do those green jobs dialogue. How can young people have access to well-resourced programs? How can they increase budgetary allocation to the green sectors? We also do a lot of scorecard, looking at the budgetary line. How is government putting funds and putting money into the green spaces around the budget? And for SO3, you need to go down. We are slow. And for SO3, we also have where we set up GBV case management spaces. We also do the out-of-school coaching classes for young girls. We set up GBVs where they can come in and report the issues of GBV within their communities as well. Get me the next slide, please. So this is basically what the key actions that we do. And in all of this, we are also engaging and working closely with government. So we work with young people and their organization, movement networks, and alliances. How do we do that? Influencing government authorities. Because at the end of the day, what we can do is to facilitate. We can only facilitate. And let me quickly respond to the comment we have from somebody from the College of Education or something that said they didn't have access to agriculture in their. Yes, we are happy that this conversation is coming up, and we'll also ensure that the appropriate authorities will hear them. And at the end of the day, the communique that is going to come out from this summit will also be sent to them, as this is what we want. So we work with government to influence and also do a lot of policy influencing to ensure that the right policies are being put in place. So what is our change stream? We develop leadership. We build the agencies of young people. We train them, because we believe that when they have the capacity, they'll be able to engage. And we build alliances, organizing, and we are campaigning. We continue to gather and analyze evidence. We don't just talk without facts. We have the figures, and we continue to use that. And for us, as an organization with our partners, even on the project, we don't just sit down and say, this is not working. Okay, it is not working. What alternative solutions can we bring to the table? So in some of the things we are doing, even in the States, especially in Akwa Ibom, we've also, with young people, come up with alternative solutions in their states, which we believe that it can be upscaled and replicated. Please get me the next slide. So at the end of these 4 years, we want, both in Akwa Ibom State, the outcomes that we are looking at. We want to have active and informed youth groups engaging and demanding socially responsible, gender-responsive public services for young people. So we want young people who are active and informed. Young people build their resilience and power to respond to crises and are key actors in creating communities and societies that are just and green. This is also what we are looking out for. And the third one is around policy reviews. We do a lot of policy reviews. We have also supported the process of review of Akwa Ibom State youth policy, as well as in other states. Legislatures, youth empowerment frameworks are based on evidence generated by young people themselves, and not what we sit down in our office to generate. We also want to see young people and their allies hold duty bearers to account for a fair tax system and propose sustainable, climate resilient, just solutions that are scalable, replicable, including in conflict context. So when we talk about young people and their allies, I believe everybody here, for the fact that you are here, you're already our allies, and by extension, you also be the allies of the young people that we work with. So we want them to hold government and duty bearers accountable to a fair tax system. Tax system is supposed to be progressive and not retrogressive. So when we talk about progressive taxation, it's tax that take into cognizance that people are not earning the same amount. So tax system is supposed to be fair and not about suppressing the people. So that is why, as part of our mandate as an organization, we do a lot of trainings and campaigns around tax justice. Tax is supposed to be having an eye for justice. So we want to ensure that there is progressive taxation. And again, when people are paying tax, there should also be value for the tax they are paying. So we want young people and their allies to do this and also do climate just and resilient solutions. So for some of the communities we have supported and we are still supporting in Akwa Ibom, we've seen young people coming up with ideas that can address the climate issues in their communities. So what we do is to bring them together, and we'll continue to ask government to support those ideas so that it can be scaled up. The last one, go back to that last slide, please. Okay, so young people and their allies lead collective action and build resilience in their communities. So perhaps they have a climate emergency or emergency humanitarian. We've had in one of the communities that we're working in Oron, where they set up the community response team, what we call community emergency response team. So what they do, this group of young people, is when there is emergency in their community, they organize themselves together to be able to, adjust and also take action around that. I know the farmers that we have trained in some of the communities are also here. Young people, we have also built their capacity on digital organizing, digital campaign, and not just around that, but also building their livelihood as a component. Now they are also earning through the digital spaces as part of what we have done. So just get me the next slide before they collect the mic from me.
I'm going to collect it.
I'm still holding the mic. Thank you. So this is our partnership framework. We collaborate. That is why we don't work alone. We work with people. We continue to assess our performance. We plan, teamwork. We synergize. Success. And then at the end of the day, we see win. If Akwa Ibom State, we look at it maybe by 2025, and we say that the percentage of young people living, unemployed young people in Akwa Ibom has reduced, it's a win-win for everybody in the state. It's not Action 8 success, actually. It's going to be a win-win for the state. So these are some of the things. And if other farmers outside the communities where Action Aid is working are practicing agroecology, it is a win-win for the states and also for the farmers. Because what that means is that food will continue to be grown organically and will no longer be having all those. In Lagos on Tuesday, one woman farmer was sharing her experience. She said that the vegetables that are organically grown are very, 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 this is her word, very, very, very green. That when you cook it in the soup, it will remain like that. But the ones that are used with chemicals, before the next day, it has started doing, that's how she explained it. The thing has changed color and everything. And that is the fact. We'll also be having some presentation on that and on harmful pesticide. So this is what the SPA2 project is about. And at the end of the day, please, we want everybody to join the movement to take action. Akwa Ibom State can be better for young people and for everybody if we continue to collaborate, have this kind of conversation. Government is doing what they are supposed to do. The citizens are also doing what they are supposed to do. And at the end of the day, we want a better Akwa Ibom for every one of us. Thank you.
Please do well to appreciate Blessing for that wonderful presentation. Everything was right except time. Yes, I gave her 15 minutes and she took 33. Please check the schedules, because after now, I will not be such a gentleman again. I will interrupt you. For now, it's about time we had tea break. Tea break, and it's going to be done very orderly, table by table. There are going to be ushers here to lead you which table takes now and which table takes thereafter. Please, I have always seen people rush when it comes to food. We don't want you to rush. The ushers are going to be around to tell you, this table, go take your tea. Next, please sit down in your places, and you'll be directed exactly when to go take the tea. If I see you leave your table when you're supposed to leave your table, I'm going to use my official position and call your name and ask you to go and sit down and control your greedy guts. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together again for what we have done so far and what we are about to do. That coldness is going to be stimulated now because of the hot tea you're going to take. So when we come back, we will see a lot more liveliness. Where are the ushers that are directing? Okay, you are doing so. Please be fast about it so that we can have the right time. We are supposed to spend 12:30, from 12 to 12:30, but now we're starting from 12:20 and calculate 30 minutes from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. By 10 minutes to 1, we will start the next session. Thank you, and God bless you.
Long before the training, so it has actually impacted and motivated my skills. It has actually made me impressed to be a farmer.
All the youths in the house who may want to join.
Training because I'm in good young. Now came I did come and going one out. I'm saying no matter one of my maid, I can't young okay. Was a chimeric pan moon, I'm going one out. But don't get I'm this training. Indeed, young man was a chimeric pan.
My farm has been well impacted by the knowledge I got from the training. I was able to use the weed I get from my farm, the weeds we used to uproot and throw away, which sometimes cause soil erosion and the rest. I reuse them now from the knowledge I got to turn them to manures. I also learned that I could use the likes of my residues at home, maybe the likes of the peels from beans, to turn to manure. Meanwhile,